Normally, there'd be some kind of cool introduction, so all you get is a picture and my voice. So there. So what we're doing today, hoping to get the interior buttoned up. Trevor can't get the ants out of his pants, but cutting holes into the brand new carpet, which is always a little scary, and putting in the seat belt so we can drop the seat in. Alright, Trevor and I are putting in the carpet. Probably the most terrifying moment is cutting the gigantic hole for the shifter. X-Acto knife. I hate this part. I'm always worried I'm gonna cut it in the wrong spot and it's not gonna lay properly. But it does look pretty good in here, so let's see. So we'll make some marks, cut this, and get that seat in. So the goal, boys, not to scratch the truck.
Which that'll be an easy thing to do.
Yeah. Not too much. All right. Woo! Now let's get the bolts in.
Oh, nice. You get the ugly black thing on. So look, he's on your arm. Okay, you gotta stop. Alright.
The seats didn't exactly fit. They're out of like a 72. And so we're going to decide we cut the brackets off the bottom, cut them apart, we're going to flip them, and run them on opposite sides. Can't be that hard. Can it? I don't know. Pretty good. Sweet hammer. Oops. Bad camera angle. Anyways, looks pretty good. Gonna weld her up. Stick it in. Oops, ground. It is surprising how often when you're welding, I don't stick the ground back on. If I can find a good spot. One of the things that I owe my dad is the Slurpee run. Whenever we finish car projects, little helpers would go with Dad, and we go grab big gulps and stuff from 7-Eleven. So, got the yellow truck up. Thanks, helpers. Mm-hmm. Cheers. All right, got my giant green sweatshirt on because it's cold out here. But anyways, a friend of mine asked me, "Hey, you're doing carpet. How do you get holes in it?" So if you drill in carpet, more than likely it's going to grab a thread, wind that sucker up, cause a big zip. So say you're got a piece of carpet and you want to make a hole, use a soldering iron, and if you stick it through there, a little bit of smoke comes up, and presto changeo, you have a hole. And what's nice about this is it melts all the fabric, so it'll stop the runs from happening and it'll make for a nice screw hole. So you could jab this guy in there, and yeah. Oh, and then if you want to make it a little bigger, now it's bigger. Pretty sweet. No cutting required. Back to work. Well, Should be working on the F100, doing something there, or the Pinto, or Fairlane, or something. But what am I doing this morning? Working on my truck. Ford, in their infinite wisdom, uses like this little Y pipe, and what's interesting about this little Y goes in right above the water pump. It's actually sealed by O-rings, not a regular clamp like this end, but these ends, little O-rings, this little clip that pops out. Yep, O-ring failure. Started to leak past, so guess I'm working on this today rather than doing something fun. Blah. See if we can get this back together. So if you look at those connections closest to me, O-rings go in there. Little O-ring deep in there. We'll get this button back up. A couple new O-rings, new hose. Alright, you can see the F100's coming together. Dash in, shifter looking good, need a little boot around there. Seat bolted down, seat belts in, carpet in. Starting to look pretty sharp. A little bit more work, and my trusty helper, always so helpful. All right. So what are we doing today? Brakes. So we've got to hook up the gas pedal. We actually drove the truck around. Actually drove around the block. No brakes, no gas, just throttle on a pull wire and the clutch pedal, and making sure that I would turn a key off in case somebody got in my way. Anyways, got it in here, and we're going to be doing brakes today, hopefully. So we got our junkyard master cylinder out of a 99 Crown Victoria. This is set up for a disc brake car, 99 four-wheel disc brakes out of a police car. So we'll get this bolted in, and then do little modifications there, and then master cylinder, junkyard specials, get that in, plumbed up, Blake spread, get the accelerator in. Don't exactly have all the wiring, but that's enough to drive, I hope. Anyways, see how today goes. Gotta get something done. Yeah. Alright, so
I'm done. Oh boy. What's a ton of
you guys aren't working very hard.
What?
Scout, are you working hard?
Oh no.
Get him, Scout, get him.
Scout. Oh god. Oh. Ow.
Sometimes if you leave your phone out somewhere, Jonathan makes videos like this.
Oh my god! I thought there's a zombie apocalypse!
Brake booster, drilled some holes, mounted it up temporarily. It's kind of in place. And now what we got to do is we got to take the Crown Vic arm. We're going to cut it off, put the 65 F100 arm on it. And what's neat, for those of you with 65 F100s, if you didn't know, your brake has like a little eccentric on this bolt. And if you're not happy with where your pedal position is, that gives you a little bit of adjustment up and down to move your pedal up and down. Pretty cool. All right, there's my terribly inaccurate mark. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the F100 one. We're going to cut that there. Weld this on. And now that arm should be the right length to bolt everything together. Let's get after it. Presto changeo. Not my best welding, but just a rod that's hidden under the dash. No one will see it, except for me. And all of you watching this. Alright, there's the master cylinder mounted up like it belongs there. So, pretty happy with that. Fits in pretty nice. Just got to run brake lines off that left side, down and out to the back and the front, and so on and so forth. So, I think we'll be driving. Let's do that. While we're under here, while we're doing the brakes, I never did put in the sway bar, so you can see the Crown Vic front suspension, aluminum cross member, maybe see the brakes, hard to tell. But power steering, strut front end, hopefully this thing rides like a dream. Just got to drill a couple holes. It is surprising how well all this stuff lines up. I mean, I didn't even adjust this or any of this stuff, push it up into place. These holes are almost in the right place. So I really only have to just drill 2 holes. So, yeah, get this going. Bleeding the brakes with my man Colin. Pump brakes, Colin. He's the man. Garage helper for the day. You look really good down there, Derek.
I'm like, I don't know if I'm making progress.
Well, that's auto mechanics.
Huh?
Fix a leak, make 2 more. You'll see the F100 doing something more fun next time, but I guess we can't end it without some kind of burnout.